y'all, back with another video. Those of you that are new, welcome, and for those of you that are returning, welcome back. So today's video, I'm just gonna be showing you guys how I cook how I cook my smothered pork chops with rice, and then I decided to make some sweet peas on the side. Don't judge me. Sweet peas are so good. I've been having a taste for sweet peas for like the past 3 or 4 weeks for some weird reason. Like, if you don't like them, you're missing out. And also, y'all, if y'all have any like food suggestions or any recipes or anything that you think I should try or try to make, leave it in the comment section below. I'll definitely try it if I know how to do it, like if it's like something simple or something like known or whatever. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification button too so you won't miss out on a video. Don't want to miss on a video, and just keep watching. Hey y'all, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started by bringing my water for my rice to a boil using medium-high heat, and then I'm gonna add a teeny tiny bit of oil just so that the rice doesn't stick to the pot as it's cooking. And while that's coming up to a boil, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on my pork chops. I season them with my normal seasonings, which is seasoning salt, garlic salt, minced onion, pepper, and blackened seasoning. And as you guys know, I don't use any measurements when I season my food. I was just raised to go back, forth, back, and using that, my food has been wonderful. You guys can use measurements if you like, but I don't know how much you'd have to use. You'd have to just measure and then taste as you go. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil into my pan. And then I'm gonna turn it up to in between medium and low, but more towards medium. I don't want it to get too hot because it'll cook on the outside and still be raw on the inside, and we don't want that to happen. So between medium and low, more towards medium. And as that's heating up, I'm gonna go ahead and dip my pork chops in flour, coat them in flour. I season my flour just a little bit just to give it a little extra flavor. And as my pork chops are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and cut up my onions. I like using sweet onions or white onions. You can use whatever onions you prefer. And don't laugh at my cutting skills, y'all. And as my pork chops are cooking, they're turning out pretty good, I'm gonna go ahead and add my rice to the water. And then I'm going to go ahead and mix some flour and some water. You don't have to use too much. It just depends on how many pork chops you have. But that's going to make it, give it that gravy-like texture. And y'all know I got to go ahead and add my cooking wine. That shouldn't even be a question. Cooking wine is where it's at. If you haven't started using cooking wine, you should start. And I forgot to mention, keep your pork chops covered as they're cooking. It keeps them moist. It keeps them more moist as they're cooking. And then I like to add a little bit of seasoning to my flour water mixture just to give it a little extra flavor. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add in my onions. And once I get done putting my onions in, I'm going to go ahead and add in my flour and water mixture. I added a little extra water because I had to put more flour than water and it was a little bit chunky. So I'm just adding a little extra water. And also guys, turn the heat down to low on the pork chops and let it simmer the rest of the way. And also keep an eye on your rice, check on your rice, make sure your rice isn't overcooking. You want everything to kind of cook at the same pace. And then also add a little bit of butter to the pork chop mixture just to give it a little extra flavor. And after 5 to 7 minutes, the rice is finally done. So I'm going to go ahead and drain it and add some seasoning and butter to it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add a little Slap Your Mama seasoning into it. I just like adding it for a little extra flavor. If you want to, you can. You don't have to, or you can use a different seasoning if you like. It's really up to you. And here go my peas, y'all. No, but I go ahead and turn the heat to medium low. My peas were frozen, so I just let them steam. I added a little bit of butter, pepper, and salt, and then I let them steam for about 5 to 7 minutes. It depends on what temperature you got them at, so just make sure you keep an eye on them. And as you guys can see, I have the top off of the pork chops just because I added a little bit too much flour water. So I was just letting the rest of the water evaporate until I got it down to like the thickness that I like. But if you have it, if it's at whatever thickness you want it, just keep the top on it. So now that my smothered pork chops and rice are done and my peas are done, I'm about to go make my plate and enjoy this meal. You should try making it for you or your family for dinner one night. It's a nice, quick, hearty meal. It's not too much to do. And just leave in the comment section if you made it or if you just enjoyed watching this video. I appreciate all feedback. And don't forget to like and subscribe. But until next time, y'all. Bye.